Hello, I'm Jesse Berger, founder and artistic director of Red Bull Theater. I'm zooming to you from the island of Manhattan, the traditional, ancestral, unceded land of the Lenape peoples, past and present. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it through the generations. Welcome to our reading of Shakespeare's Pericles. This reading is part of our month-long series, Pericles 2021, exploring the play particularly from the perspective of theater artists who identify as Black, Indigenous, and people of color. Pericles was the founding play of Red Bull Theater in 2003, and so it has particular meaning for our company to revisit this play and hear it anew with fresh perspectives in our present moment. Thank you to our terrific director, Kent Gash, and the wonderful actors and team we've assembled to make this experience happen. This program is being offered for free, but this is only possible through the support of people like you. Please consider making a tax-deductible donation today in support of this performance and Red Bull Theater's commitment to the vitality of classical theater. I hope you enjoy our reading of Pericles.
I'm Michelle Shea, and I'll be playing Gower, a chorus, and Saruman, a doctor.
I'm Timothy D. Stickney, and I'll be playing Antiochus, king of Antioch, Simonides, king of Pentapolis, and Bolt.
I'm Grantham Coleman, and I'll be playing Pericles, Prince of Tyre.
My name is Shireen Babb, and I'll be playing Antiochus' daughter, Philemon, a nurse, and Diana, a goddess.
My name is Jordan Mahone, and I'll be playing Thaliard, an assassin, Leonine, a murderer, and Lysimachus, governor of Mytilene.
I'm Bhavish Patel. I'll be playing Helicanus, a lord of Tyre, and a Pandar.
I'm Craig Wallace, and I'll be playing Cleon, governor of Tarsus.
Hello, I'm Mahira Kakkar, and I'll be playing Dionysa, his wife.
I'm Kimberly Chatterjee, and I'll be playing Thaisa, daughter to Simonides.
I'm Caroline Clay, and I'll be playing Lycordia, nurse to Marina, and a bawd.
Hello, I'm Callie K. Holly. I play Marina.
I'm Edward O'Blennis. I'll be playing the First Lord, fisherman, messenger, knight, sailor, monk, pirate, and gentleman.
Hi, I'm Anthony Mike Martinez, and you'd never believe it, but I play the Second Lord, fisherman, messenger, knight, sailor, monk, pirate, and gentleman. And now please enjoy our presentation of Pericles, Prince of Tyre.
To sing a song that old was sung from ashes, ancient Gower is come, assuming man's affirmities to glad your ear and please your eyes. The purchase is to make us glorious, et bonum quo antiquius eo melius. If you, born in these latter times, when wits more ripe accept my rhymes, and that to hear an old one sing may to your wishes pleasures bring, I life would wish, and that I might waste it for you like taper light. I'll show you those in trouble's reign, losing a might a mountain gain. This Antioch then, Antiochus the Great built up the city for his chiefest seat, the fairest in all Syria. I tell you what mine authors say, this king unto him took a peer, who died and left a female heir. So buxom, blithe, and full of face, as heaven had lent her all his grace. With whom the father liking took, and her to incest did provoke. The beauty of this sinned against dame made many princes thither frame to seek her as a bedfellow in marriage pleasures, playfellow, which to prevent he made a law to keep her still, and men in awe, that whoso asked her for his wife, his riddle told not, lost his life. So for her many a night did die, as you grim looks do testify. What now ensues? To the judgment of your eye I give my cause, who best can testify.
Young Prince of Tyre, you have at large received the danger of the task you undertake?
I have, Antiochus, and with a soul emboldened with the glory of her praise, think death no hazard in the enterprise.
Bring in our daughter, clothed like a bride, e'en for the embracements of Jove himself.
See where she comes apparelled like the spring, graces her subjects, and her thoughts the king of every virtue worth renown. Her face, the book of praises where all's read are pleasures. You gods, that made me man and sway in love, that have inflamed desire in my breast to taste the fruit of yon celestial tree, or die in the adventure, be my helps to compass such a boundless happiness.
Prince Pericles,
that would be son to great Antiochus.
before thee stands this fair Hesperides, with golden fruit, but dangerous to be touched. For death-like dragons here affright thee to view, for countless are her glories which desert must gain, and which without desert, because thine eye presumes to reach, all the whole heap must die. Yon sometime famous princes, like thyself, drawn to adventure by desire, here stand, martyrs slain in Cupid's wars, with speechless tongues and with dead cheeks advise thee to desist.
Antiochus, I thank thee, who hath taught my frail mortality to know itself, and by those fearful objects to prepare this body, like to them, to what I must. So I bequeath a happy peace to you, and all good men as every prince should do, my riches to the earth from whence they came, but my unspotted fire of love to you. Thus, ready for the way of life or death, I wait the sharpest blow.
Scorning advice, read the conclusion then, which read and not expounded, 'tis decreed, as these before thee, thou thyself shalt bleed.
Of all saved yet, mayest thou prove prosperous. Of all saved yet, I wish thee happiness.
Like a bold champion, I assume the lists, nor ask advice of any other thought but faithfulness and courage. I am no viper, yet I feed on mother's flesh which did me breed. I sought a husband in which labor I found that kindness in a father. His father, son, and husband mild. I mother, wife, and yet his child. How they may be, and yet in two, as you will live, resolve it. Sharp physic is the last. Oh, you gods that give us naked eyes to view men's acts, why cloud they not our sights perpetually, if this be true, which makes me pale to read it? Fair glass of light, I loved you, and could still, were not this glorious casket stored with ill. But he's no man on whom perfections wait, that knowing sin within will touch the gate. You are a fair viol, and your sense the strings, who finger to make man his lawful music, would draw heaven down and all the gods to hearken. But being played upon before your time, hell only danceth at so harsh a chime. Good sooth, I care not for you.
Prince Pericles, touch not upon thy life. Your time's expired. Either expand now or receive your sentence.
Great king, few love to hear the sins they love to act. 'Twould braid yourself too near for me to tell it. Who has a book of all that monarchs do? He's more secure to keep it shut than shown. For vice repeated is like the wandering wind, blows dust in others' eyes to spread itself. The breath is gone, and the sore eyes see clear. Kings are earth's gods, and vice their laws, their will. And if God stray, who dares say God doth ill? It is enough, you know, and it is fit, but being more known, grows worse to smother it. All love the womb that their first being bred, then give my tongue like leave to love my head.
Young Prince of Tyre, though by the tenor of our strict edict, your exposition misinterpreting, we might proceed to cancel your days. Yet hope, succeeding from so fair a tree as your fair self, doth tune us otherwise. 40 days longer we do respite you, if by which time our secret be undone, this mercy shows we'll joy in such a son. Then your entertain shall be no worse than doth befit our honor and your worth.
How courtesy would seem to cover sin, when what is done is like an hypocrite, the which in good is nothing but in sight. And both, like serpents, are who though they feed on sweetest flowers, yet they poison breed. Antioch, farewell. One sin I know another doth provoke, murder's as near to lust as flame to smoke. Then lest my life be cropped, to keep it clear, by flight I'll shun the danger which I fear.
He hath found the meaning for which we mean to have his head. He must not live to trumpet forth my infamy, nor tell the world Antiochus doth sin in such a loathed manner. He must die, for by his fall my honor must keep high.
My lord, Prince Pericles is fled.
As thou wilt live, fly after, and never return unless thou say, Prince Pericles is dead. It fits not thee to ask the reason why. Because we bid it. Say, is it done?
My lord, 'tis done.
We well advance you, Thaliard. Mark it, sure.
My lord, if I can get him in my pistol's length, I'll mark him sure enough. So farewell to your highness.
Thaliard, adieu. Till Pericles be dead, my heart can lend no succor to my head.
Why should this change of thoughts, the sad companion, dull-eyed melancholy, be my so used to guess as not an hour in the day's glorious walk or peaceful night, the tomb where grief should sleep, can breed me quiet? Here pleasures court mine eyes, and mine eyes shun them, and danger, which I feared, is at Antioch, whose arm seems far too short to hit me here. Yet neither pleasure's art can joy my spirits, nor yet the other's distance comfort me. And it is thus. The passions of the mind that have at their first conception by misdread, have after nourishment and life by care. And what was first but fear what might be done, grows elder now and cares it be not done. So with me. Great Antiochus will think me speaking, though I swear to silence. And what may make him blush in being known, he'll stop the course by which it might be known. With hostile forces he'll spread the land. My subjects punished that ne'er thought offense, which care of them, not pity of myself, makes both my body pine and soul to languish, and punish that before that he would punish.
Joy and all comfort in your sacred breast.
And peace unto your troubled mind.
Peace, peace, and give experience tongue. They do abuse the king that flatter him. For flattery is the bellows, blows up sin. My lord, the court does lack your presence. Prince, pardon me or strike me if you please. I cannot be much lower than my knees.
Oh, leave us else. Helicanus, what seest thou in our looks?
An angry brow, dread lord.
If there be such a dart in prince's frowns, how dares thy tongue move anger to our face?
How dares the plants look up to heaven from which they have their nourishment?
Thou knowst, I have power to take thy life from thee.
I have ground the axe myself. Do you but strike the blow.
I know thou art no flatterer. Heaven forbid that kings should let their ears hear their faults hid. Fit counselor and servant for a prince, who by thy wisdom makes a prince thy servant. What wouldst thou have me do?
To bear with patience such griefs as you yourself do lay upon yourself.
Thou speakst like a physician, Helicanus, that ministers a potion unto me that thou wouldst tremble to receive thyself. I went to Antioch in face of death to seek the purchase of a glorious beauty. Her face was to mine eye beyond all wonder. The rest, hark in thine ear, as sick as incest. Which riddle I unwound, the sinful father seemed not to strike, but smooth. Yet thou knowst this, 'tis time to fear when tyrants seem to kiss. I know him, Tyrannus, and tyrants' fears decrease not, but go faster than the years. And should he doubt, as no doubt he doth, that I should open to the listening air how many worthy princes' bloods were shed to keep his bed of sickness unlaid ope, to lop that doubt, he'll fill this land with arms, when all for mine, if I may call it offense, must feel's war's blow, but who spares not innocence, which love to all, of which thyself art one. I thought it princely charity to grieve on, who now reproofs me for it.
Alas, sir, freely will I speak. Antiochus you fear, and justly too I think you fear the tyrant, who, either by public war or private treason, will take away your life. Therefore, my lord, go, travel for a while, till that his rage and anger be forgot, or till the destinies do cut his thread of life. Your rule direct to any. If to me, day serves not light more faithful than I'll be.
I do not doubt thy faith, but should he wrong my father's country in my absence,
We'll mingle our bloods together in the earth, from whence we had our being and our birth.
Tyre, I now look from thee then, and to Tarsus intend my travel, where I'll hear from thee, and by thine letters I'll dispose myself. The care I had and have of subjects good on thee I lay, whose wisdom's strength can bear it. I'll take thy word for faith, not ask thine oath. Who shuns not to break one, will crack both.
So this is Tyre, and this the court. Here must I kill King Pericles, and if I do it not, I am sure to be hanged at home. 'Tis dangerous.
You shall not need, my fellow peers of Tyre, further to question me of your king's departure. His sealed commission, left in trust with me, does speak sufficiently. He's gone to travel.
How? The king gone?
If further you will be satisfied. Royal Antiochus, on what cause I know not, took some displeasure at him, at least he judged so, and doubting lest he had erred or sinned, to show his sorrow he'd correct himself, so puts him unto the shipman's toil.
Gone from Tyre. Well, I shall not be hanged now. But since he's gone, the king's decrees must please. He 'scaped the land to perish at the seas. Peace to the lords of Tyre. From Antiochus come I, Lord Thaliard, with message unto princely Pericles. But since my landing I have understood, your lord has betaken himself to unknown travels. Now message must return from whence it came.
We have no reason to desire it, commended to our master, not to us. Yet ere you shall depart, this we desire. As friends to Antioch, we may feast in Tyre.
This Tarsus, then. Cleon, the governor, his Dionysa and their people starve. Their tables once stored full to glad the sight, and not so much to feed on as delight. All poverty was scorned, and pride so great, the name of help grew odious to repeat. But see what heaven can do by this their change.
My Dionysa, shall we rest us here, and by relating tales of others' griefs, see if 'twill teach us to forget our own?
That were to blow at fire and hope to quench it.
O Dionysa, who wanteth food and will not say he wants it, or can conceal his hunger till he famished? Our tongues and sorrows to sound deep our woes into the air, our eyes to weep till tongues fetch breath that may proclaim them louder, that if heaven slumber while their creatures want, they may awake their helpers to comfort them. How then discourse our woes felt several years, and wanting breath to speak, help me with tears.
I'll do my best, sir.
These mouths who but of late, earth, sea, and air, were all too little to content and please, although they gave their creatures in abundance. They are now starved for want of exercise. Those palates, who not yet 2 summers younger, must have inventions to delight taste, would now be glad of bread and beg for it.
Ah, 'tis too true.
Those mothers who to nuzzle up their babes thought not too curious, are ready now to eat those little darlings whom they loved. So sharp are hunger's teeth, that man and wife draw lots who first shall die to lengthen life. Here stands a lord, and there a lady weeping. Here many sink, yet those which see them fall have scarce strength left to give them burial. Is not this true?
Our cheeks and hollow eyes do witness it.
Oh, let those cities that of plenty's cup and her prosperity so largely taste with their superfluous riots hear these tears. The misery of Tarsus may be theirs.
Lord Governor.
Here, speak out thy sorrows.
Upon our shore, a sail of ships makes hither.
Sorrow never comes but brings an heir. Some nation, taking vantage of our misery, hath come to make a conquest of unhappy me.
That's the least fear, for by their semblance of their white flags displayed, they bring us peace.
Who makes the fairest show means most deceit. But bring they what they will, what need we fear? Our ground's the lowest, and we are halfway there. Go, tell their general we attend him here, to know for what he comes and what he craves.
I go, my lord.
Welcome is peace, if he on peace consist. If wars, we are unable to resist.
Lord Governor, I am King Pericles. We've heard your miseries as far as Tyre, and seen since entering your city gates the widowed desolation of your streets. Nor come we to add salt into your tears, but to relieve them of their heavy load. These are ships, perchance you think are like the Trojan horse was stuffed with bloody veins, are stored with corn to make your needy bread, and give them life whom hunger starved half dead.
The gods protect you, and we'll pray for you.
We do not look for reverence, but for love, and harborage for ourself, our ships, and men.
Your grace is welcome to our town and us.
Which welcome we'll accept. Feast here a while, until our stars that frown lend us a smile.
A friendly mistress and benignly lord, that will prove awful both in deed and word. Good Helicane at home doth strive, by killing bad keep good alive, and to fulfill his prince desire, sent word of all that haps in Tyre, how Thaliard came full bent with sin, and had intent to murder him, and that in Tarsus was not best longer for him to make his rest. He doing so put forth to seize, where when men been there seldom ease, for now the wind begins to blow. Thunder above and deeps below make such unquiet that the ship should house him safe is racked and split, and he, good prince, having all lost by waves from coast to coast, is tossed. All perished of men and of possession, nay, naught escaped but himself, till Neptune, tired with doing bad, threw him ashore to give him glad. And here he comes. What shall be next? Pardon, O Gower, this longs the text.
Yes, cease your ire, you angry stars of heaven. Wind, rain, and thunder, remember, earthly man is but a substance that must yield to you. And I, as fits my nature, do obey you. Alas, the seas have cast me on the rocks, washed me from shore to shore, and left my breath nothing to think on but ensuing death. Let it suffice the greatness of your powers to have bereft a prince of all his fortunes, and having thrown him from your watery grave, here to have death in peace is all he'll crave.
What? Oh,
Faith, master, I'm thinking of the poor men that were cast away before us even now.
alas, poor souls. It grieved my heart to hear what pitiful cries they made to us to help them when, well a day, we could scarce help ourselves.
Nay, master, said not I as much, when I saw the porpoise how he bounced and tumbled. They say the half fish, half flesh. A plague on them! They ne'er come, but I look to be washed. Master, I marvel how the fishes live in the sea.
Why, as men do a land, the great ones eat up the little ones. I can compare our rich misers to nothing so fitly as to a whale, a plays and tumbles driving the poor fry before him, and at last devours them all at a mouthful.
A pretty moral.
But if the good King Simonides were of my mind,
Simonides?
we would purge the land of these drones that rob the bee of her honey.
Peace be at your good labor, honest fisherman.
Honest, good fellow. What's that?
May see the sea hath cast upon your coast.
Oh, what a drunken knave was the sea to cast thee on our way.
A man whom both the waters and the wind in that vast tennis court hath made the ball for them to play upon, entreats you pity him. He asks of you that never used to beg.
No, friend, cannot you beg. Here's them in our country gets more with begging than we can do with working.
Canst thou catch any fishes then?
I never practiced it.
Nay, then that wilt starve sure, for here's nothing to be got nowadays, unless thou canst fish for it.
What I have been, I have forgot to know. But what I am, want teaches me to think on. A man thronged up with cold. My veins are chill and have no more of life that may suffice to give my tongue that heat to ask your help. Which if you refuse, when I am dead, for that I am a man, pray you see me buried.
Die, quotha! Now, God's forbid, and I have a coat here. Come, put it on, and keep thee warm. Now, for me, a handsome fellow. Come, thou shalt go home, and we'll have flesh for holidays, fish for fasting days, and moreover puddings and flapjacks, and thou shalt be welcome.
I thank you, sir.
Fuck you, my friend. You said you could not beg.
I did but crave.
But crave? Well, then I'll turn craver too, and so I shall escape whipping.
Why, are your beggars whipped then?
Oh, not all, my friend, not all. For if all your beggars were whipped, I would wish no better office than to be a beadle. But master, I'll go draw up the net.
Hark you, sir. Do you know where you are?
Not well.
Well, I'll tell you. This is Pantopoulos and our king, the good Simonides.
The good Simonides, do you call him?
Aye, sir, and he deserves to be called so for his peaceable reign and good government.
He is a happy king since he gains from his subjects the name of good by his government. How far is his court?
Oh, marry, sir, half a day's journey, and I'll tell you, he hath a fair daughter, and tomorrow is her birthday, and there are princes and knights from all parts of the world to joust and tourney for her love.
Were my fortunes equal to my desires, I could wish to make one there.
Oh, sir, things must be as they may.
Help, master, help! Here's a fish, hangs in the net like a poor man's right in the law. 'Twill hardly come out. Bolts on it. 'Tis come out at last, and 'tis turned to a rusty armor.
An armor, friends. I pray you, let me see it. It was mine own, part of my heritage which my dead father did bequeath to me, with this strict charge, even as he left his life.
Keep it, my Pericles. It hath been a shield twixt me and death, for that it saved me. Keep it. In like necessity it may defend thee.
It kept where I kept, I so dearly loved it, till the rough seas in a rage did take it from me. Thanks, Neptune, yet, that after all thy crosses thou givest me somewhat to repair myself.
What mean you, sir?
To beg of you, kind friends, this code of worth, for it was sometime target to a king. I know it by this mark. You love me dearly, and for his sake I wish the having of it, and that you guide me to your sovereign's court, wherewith I may appear a gentleman. And if that ever my low fortunes better, I'll pay your bounties. Till then, rest your debtor.
Why, wilt thou tourney for the lady?
I'll show the virtue I have borne in arms.
Why, do we take it, and the gods give thee good on't.
Aye, but hark you, my friend, 'twas we that made up this garment through the rough seams of the waters. There are certain condolements, certain veils. I hope, sir, if you thrive, you'll remember from whence you had them.
Believe it, I will. By your furtherance, I am clothed in steel, and spite of all the rupture of the sea, this jewel holds his building on my arm. Upon thy value, I will mount myself upon a courser whose delight steps shall make the gazer joy to see him tread. Only, my friends, I yet am unprovided of a pair of bases.
We'll sure provide, and I'll bring thee to court myself.
Then honor be but a goal to my will. This day I'll rise, or else add ill to ill.
Are the knights ready to begin their triumph?
They are, my liege, and stay your coming to present themselves.
Return them. We are ready. And our daughter, in honor of whose birth these triumphs are, sits like beauty's child, whom nature got for men to see, and and wonder at.
It pleaseth you, my royal father, to express my commendations great, whose merits less.
As jewels lose their glory if neglected, so princes their renowns if not respected. 'Tis now your honor, daughter, to entertain the labor of each knight in his device.
Which to preserve mine honor, I'll perform.
Who is the first that doth present himself?
A knight of Sparta, my renowned father, and the device he bears upon his shield is a grand Ethiop reaching at the sun, the word lux tua vita mihi.
He loves you well, that holds his life of you. Who is the second that presents himself?
A prince of Macedon, and his device an armed knight that's conquered by a lady. The motto thus in Spanish, Pui por dolire qui pi forza.
And what's the third and last, the which the knight himself with such graceful courtesy delivered?
He seems to be a stranger, but his present is a withered branch that's only green at top. The motto, In hac spivivo.
A pretty moral. From the dejected state wherein he is, he hopes by you his fortunes yet may flourish.
He'd mean me better than his outward show.
He well may be a stranger, for he comes unto an honoured triumph strangely furnished.
And on set purpose let his armor rust until this day, to scour it in the dust.
Opinion's but a fool that makes us scan the outward habit by the inward man. But no, the knights must tourney for your favour. We here begin the competition. Thus,
Pericles best the other knights in a tilting competition. A banquet is then laid out to celebrate.
knights, to say you're worthy were superfluous, since every worth shows, commends itself. Prepare for mirth becomes a feast. Your princes and my guests.
But you, my knight and guest, to whom this wreath of victory I give, and crown you king of this day's happiness.
Is more by fortune, lady, than my merit.
Call it by what you will, the day is yours. And here, I hope, is none that envies it. In framing an artist, art hath thus decreed to make some good, but others to exceed. And you are her laboured scholar. Come, queen of the feast. For daughter, so you are. Here, take your place. Marshal the rest as they deserve your grace.
We're honoured much by good Simonides.
Your presence glads our days. Honour we love. For who hates honour, hates the gods above.
Sir, here is your place.
Some other is more fit.
Content not, sir, for we are gentlemen, have neither in our hearts nor outward eyes envies the great, nor shall the low despise.
You are right, courteous knights.
Sit, sir, sit. By Jove, I wonder that as king of thoughts, these cates resist me, he not thought upon.
By Juno, that is queen of marriage, all viands that I eat do seem unsavory, wishing him my meat. Sure, he's a gallant gentleman.
He's but a country gentleman. Is done no more than other knights have done, has broken a staff or two, so let it pass.
To me, he seems like a diamond to glass.
On kings to me like to my father's picture. In that glory once he was, had princes sit like stars about his throne, and he the sun for them to reverence. For now his son's like a glowworm in the night, the which hath fire in darkness, none in light. I see that time's the king of men, their cradle and their grave, and gives them what he will, not what they crave.
What? Are ye merry, knights?
Who come the other in these royal presence?
Here, with a cup that's stirred unto the brim, as do you love, filled to your mistress' lips, we drink this health to you.
We thank your grace.
Yet pause a while. Yon knight doth sit too melancholy. Noted not you, Thaisa?
What is to me, my father?
Here, say we drink this royal cup of wine to him.
Alas, my father, it befits not me and to a stranger knight to be so bold. He may my proffer take for an offence, since men take women's gifts for impudence.
Ow! Do as I bid, or you'll move me else.
Now by the gods, he could not please me better.
And furthermore, tell him we desire to know of him, of whence he is, his name and parentage.
The king, my father, sir, has drunk to you,
I thank him.
wishing it so much blood into your life.
I thank both him and you, and pledge him freely.
And further, he desires to know of you, of whence you are, your name and parentage.
A gentleman of Tyre. My name Pericles. My education been in arts and arms, who, looking for adventures in the world, was by the rough seas reft of ships and men, and after shipwreck driven upon this shore.
He thanks your grace, names himself Pericles, a gentleman of Tyre, who only by misfortune of the seas, bereft of ships and men, cast on this shore.
No, by the gods, I pity his misfortune, and will awake him from his melancholy. Come, gentlemen, we sit too long on trifles, and waste the time which looks for other revels. Even in your armors still, will well become a soldier's dance. I will not have an excuse with saying this. Loud music is too harsh for ladies' heads, since they love men in arms as well as beds.
Hey!
Thanks, gentlemen, to all. All have done well, but you the best. Conduct these knights unto their lodgings. You, sir, we have given order be next to our own.
I am at your grace's pleasure.
Princes, it is too late to talk of love, and that's the mark I know you level at. Therefore, each one betake him to his rest. Tomorrow all for speeding do their best.
Hence shadows that do keep watchful sorrows charmed in sleep. Though the eyes be overtaken, yet the heart doth ever waken thoughts chained up in busy snares of continual woes and cares. Love and griefs are so expressed as they rather sigh than rest. Fly hence shadows that do keep watchful sorrows charmed in sleep.
Know, my peers of Tyre, know this of me. Antiochus from incest lived not free, for which the most high gods loosed hold the vengeance they had in store due this heinous offense, even in the height and pride of all his glory, when he was seated in a chariot of burnished gold, and his daughter with him. A fire from heaven came and shriveled up those bodies even to loathing, for they so stank that all those eyes adored them ere their fall, scorn now their hand should give them burial.
'Twas very strange.
And yet but justice, for though this king were great, his greatness was no guard to bar heaven's shaft, but sin had its reward.
Is very true.
Lord Helicane, a word.
'Tis welcome.
Know that our griefs are risen to the top, and now at length they overflow their banks.
Your griefs for what? Wrong not your prince you love.
Wrong not yourself then, noble Helicane. But if the prince do live, let us salute him, or know what grounds made happy by his breath, and be resolved he lives to govern us, or dead gives cause to mourn his funeral and leave us to our free election.
Whose death indeed, the kingdom without head, your noble self, we thus submit unto our sovereign. Live,
noble Harlequin.
Try honor's cause, forbear your suffrages. If that you love Prince Pericles, forbear. A 12-month longer let me entreat you to forbear the absence of your king. If, in which time expired he not return, I shall with royal patience bear your yoke. But if I cannot win you to this love, go, search like noble subjects, noble knights, with your adventurous worth, Pericles, whom if you find and win unto return, shall you like diamonds set about his crown.
To wisdom he is a fool that will not yield.
We with our travels will endeavor.
If in the world he live, we'll seek him out. If in his grave he rests, we'll find him there.
Then you love us, we you, and will clasp hands. When peers thus knit, a kingdom ever stands.
A letter from my daughter? 'Tis well, mistress. Your choice agrees with mine. I like it well.
All fortune to the good Simonides.
To you as much. What think you of our daughter, sir?
A most virtuous princess.
And she is fair, too, is she not?
As a fair day in summer, wondrous fair.
Sir, my daughter thinks very well of you. Therefore, look to it.
I am unworthy.
Ah, she thinks not so. Peruse this writing else.
What's here? A letter that she loves the knight of Tyre. 'Tis the king's subtlety to have my life. Oh, seek not to entrap me, gracious lord, a stranger and distressed gentleman that never aimed so high to love your daughter.
Thou hast bewitched her, and thou art a villain.
Never did thought of mine levy offense, nor never did my actions yet commence a deed might gain her love or your displeasure.
Traitor, thou liest.
Traitor.
I, traitor.
By the gods, I am not. Even in his throat that calls me traitor, I return the lie.
Now, by the gods, I do applaud his courage.
My actions are as noble as my thoughts that never relished of a base descent. I came unto your court for honor's cause, not to be a rebel to her state. And he that otherwise accounts of me, this shall prove he's honor's enemy.
No. Here comes my daughter. She can witness it.
Then, as you are as virtuous as fair, resolve your angry father if my tongue did e'er solicit or my hand subscribe to any syllable that made love to you.
Why, sir, say if you had, who takes offense at that would make me glad?
Yea, mistress, are you so peremptory? I am glad on't with all my heart. Is this a match for you? A scraggling Odysseus, born we know not where, that hath nor blood nor right to compass thine?
A royal line of blood is but a picture of nobility easily drawn. The name of honor valueless until in action 'tis impressed. He hath virtue. What title more should I desire? Sooner would I pledge my troth unto a fisherman whose living and his honor both were equal earned than to wed a knight whose only rights were born of blood inherited. What with my pen I have in secret written, with my tongue now openly confirm. I have no life but in his love, nor any love but of his worth.
Equals to equals. Good to good is joined. Thus mismatched, the tender of your mind in rashness kindled must again be quenched, or inflame our dormant rage. And for you, sir, for your ambition, sir, I'll have your life.
For every drop of blood he sheds of yours, he'll draw another from his only daughter.
Will you, not having my consent, bestow your love upon a stranger? Hear you, mistress. Either frame your will to mine, and you, sir, hear you, either be ruled by me, or I'll make you man and wife. Nay, come, your hands and lips must seal it too. And being joined, I'll thus destroy your hopes, and for further grief, God give you joy. What? Are you both pleased?
Yes, if you love me, sir.
Even as my life, my blood that fosters it.
What? Are you both agreed?
Yes.
Yes, if it please your majesty.
It pleaseth me so well, I will see you wed. And then, with what haste you can, get you to bed.
Now sleepy slut hath a rouse, no din but snores about the house, made louder by the o'erfed breast of this most pompous marriage feast. The cat with eyes of burning coal now couches from the mouse's hole, and crickets at the oven's mouth sling the blither for their drouth. Hymen hath brought the bride to bed, where by the loss of maidenhead a babe is molded. Be attent, by many a dern and painful perch of Pericles, the careful search around the world the lords inquire and fan the quest. At last from Tyre in the court of King Simonides are letters brought, the tenor these: Antiochus and his daughter dead, the men of Tyrus on the head of Helicanus would set on the crown of Tyre, but he will none. To suppress this mutinies, says to him, if King Pericles come not home in twice 6 moons, he, obedient to their dooms, will take the crown. The sum of this brought hither to Pentapolis, he ravished the region round, and every one with claps can sound. Our heir apparent is a king, who dreamt, who thought of such a thing. Brief, he must hence depart to Tyre. His queen with child makes her desire, which who shall cross or long to go. Omit we all their dole and woe, like Corrida, her nurse she takes, and so to sea. Their vessel shakes on Neptune's billow, half the flood hath their keel cut, but fortune moved varies again. The grizzled north disgorges such a tempest forth that as a deck for life that dives, so a duck for life that dives, so up and down the poor ship drives. The lady shrieks, and well anear does fall in travail with her fear. Now what ensues in this fell storm shall for itself perform. I'll nil relate. Action may conveniently the rest convey, which might not what by me is told in your imagination hold. This stage, the ship upon whose deck the sea-tossed Pericles appears to speak.
Neptune! God of this great vast, rebuke these surges which have washed both heaven and hell, and thou that hast upon the wind's command bind them in brass, having called them from the deep. Oh, still thy deafening dreadful thunders, gently quench thy nimble sulphurous flashes. Oh, how, Lycorda, how does my queen? Thou storm venomously, wilt thou spit all thyself? The seaman's whistle is a whisper in the ears of death unheard. Lycorida! Diana, O divinest patroness, convey thy deity aboard our dancing boat. Make swift the pangs of my sweet queen's travails. Now, Lycorida.
Here's a thing too young for such a place. Who, if it had conceit, would die, as I am like to do? Take in your arms this piece of your dead queen.
How, Lycorida?
Patience, good sir. Do not assist the storm. Here is all that's left living of your queen. A little daughter. For the sake of it, be manly and take comfort.
Oh, you gods, why do you make us love your goodly gifts and snatch them straight away? We here below recall not what we give, and therein may use honor with you.
Patience, good sir, even for this charge.
Now mild may thy life, for a more blusterous birth had never babe. Quiet and gentle thy conditions, for thou art the rudeliest welcome to this world that ever was prince's child. Happy what follows. Thou hast such chiding a nativity as fire, air, water, earth, and heaven can make to herald thee from thy womb. Poor inch of nature, even at thy first, thy loss is more than can thy portage quit with all thou canst find here. Now the good gods throw their best eyes upon it.
Here she lies, sir.
Most wretched queen.
But courage, sir. God save you.
Courage enough, I do not fear the flaw. It hath done to me the worst. Yet for the love of this poor infant, this fresh new seafarer, I would it would be quiet!
Slack the bow lines there. Oh, thou wilt thou. Blow and split thyself.
But sea room and the brine and cloudy billow kiss the moon, I care not.
Sir, your queen must overboard. The sea works high, the wind is loud, and will not lie till the ship be cleared of the dead.
That's your superstition.
Pardon us, sir, with us at sea, it hath still been observed. We are strong and earnest. Therefore, briefly yield her.
Then she must overboard straight.
Sir, we have a chest beneath the hatches caulked and bitumed ready.
As you think meet, I thank thee. A terrible childbed house thou had, my dear. No light, no fire, the unfriendly elements forgot thee utterly. Nor have I time to give thee hallowed to thy grave, but straight must cast thee scarcely coffined in care. Where for a monument upon thy bones the air remaining lamps, the belching whale and humming water must o'erwhelm thy corpse, lying with simple shells. Mariner, say, what coast is this?
We are near Tarsus.
Thither, gentle mariner, alter thy course from Tyre. When canst thou reach it?
By break of day, if the wind cease.
There will I visit Cleon, for the babe cannot hold out to Tyrus. There I'll leave it, a careful nursing. Go thy ways, good mariner. Oh, make for Tarsus.
'Tis been a turbulent and stormy night.
I have been in many, but such a night as this, till now I ne'er endured.
What's that?
Sir, even now did the sea toss up upon our shore this chest to some wreck.
Set it down. Wrench it open straight. Did the sea cast it up?
I never saw so huge a billow, sir, as tossed upon our shore.
How close 'tis caulked and bitumed. Wrench it open. Soft, it smells most sweetly in my sense.
A delicate odor as ever hit my nostrils.
So up with it. Oh, most potent gods, what's here? A corpse? Shrouded in cloth of state, bombed and entreasured with bags of spices, a passport too?
Most strange.
Here I give to understand if ere this coffin drives a land, I, King Pericles, have lost this queen worth all our mundane cost. Who finds her, give her burying. She was the daughter of a king. If thou livest, Pericles, thou hast a heart that ever cracks for woe. This chance tonight.
Most likely, sir.
Nay, certainly tonight, for look how fresh she looks. They were too rough that threw her in the sea. Death may usurp on nature many hours, and yet the fire of life kindle again the oppressed spirits.
Lord Cerimon has ever studied physics. Through rich secret art he hath made familiar to him and to his aid the blessed infusions that dwells in vegetatives, in metals, stones, and can speak of the disturbances that nature works and of her cures.
Well said, well said. I pray you, give her air. Live and make us weep to hear your fate. Nature awakes, a warmth breathes out of her. See how she begins to blow into life's flower again. My friends, this queen will live.
Heavens, through you increase our wonder.
She is alive. Behold her eyelids. Cases to those jewels which Pericles hath lost begin to part their golden fringes. And here the diamonds of this praised water peer to make the world twice rich.
Oh, dear Diana. Where am I? Where's my lord? What world is this?
Not this strange.
Most rare.
Hush, hush, my gentle neighbors. Lend me your hands. Bear her within with care, for her relapse is mortal. Come, come, and Diana, guide us.
Most honored Cleon, I must needs be gone. My 12 months are expired, and Tyre stands in a litigious peace. You and your lady take from my heart all thanks.
Strokes of fortune, though they haunt you mortally, yet glance full woundingly on us.
Oh, your sweet queen, that the strict fates had pleased you'd brought her hither to have blessed mine eyes with her.
We cannot but obey the powers above us. Could I rage and roar at doth the sea she lies in? Yet the end must be as 'tis. My gentle babe Marina, whom, for she was born at sea, I have named so. Here I charge your charity withal, leaving her, the infant of your care, beseeching you to give her princely training that she may be mannered as she is born.
Hear not, your grace, that fed my country with your corn, for which the people's prayers still fall on you, must in your child be thought upon.
I believe you. Your honor and your goodness teach me to it without your vows. Till she be married, madam, by bright Diana whom we honor, all unscissored shall this hair of mine remain, though I show ill in it. So I take my leave, good madam. Make me blessed in your care in bringing up my child.
I have one myself, who shall not be more dear to my respect than yours, my lord.
Madam, my thanks and prayers.
We'll bring your grace e'en to the edge of the shore, then give you up to the mast Neptune and the gentlest winds of heaven.
I will embrace your offer. Come, dearest madam. Oh, no tears, Lycorida, no tears. Look to your little mistress on whose grace you may depend hereafter.
Come, my lord.
Madam, this letter and some certain jewels lay with you in your coffer, which are at your command. Know you the character?
It is my lord's. That I was shipped at sea I well remember, even on my bearing time, but whether they're delivered, by the holy gods, I cannot rightly say. But since King Pericles I ne'er shall see again, a vestal livery will I take me to, and never more have joy.
Madam, if this you purpose as you speak, Diana's temple is not distant far, where you may abide till your date expire. Philemon shall there attend you.
My recompense is thanks, that's all. Yet my goodwill is great, though the gift small.
Imagine Pericles arrived at Tyre, welcomed and settled to his own desire. His woeful queen we leave in Ephesus, unto Diana there's a votress. Upon the wings of time, let us soar some 16 years to the fore. Now to Marina bend your mind, whom our fast-growing scene must find at Tarsus, and by Cleon trained in music's letters, who hath gained of education all the grace which makes high both the art and place of general wonder. Our Cleon hath one daughter, and a full-grown lass, even ripe for marriage rite. This maid called Imogen, and it is said for certain in our story, she would ever with Marina be. In all Diana's devotion, still this Imogen contends in skill with absolute Marina, who gets all praises, which are paid as debts and not as given. This so darks in Imogen all graceful marks, that Cleon's wife with envy rare a present murder does prepare for good Marina, that her daughter might stand peerless by this slaughter. The sooner her vile thoughts to stead, Lycorida, our nurse, is dead, and cursed Dionysa hath the pregnant instrument of wrath pressed for this blow. The unborn event I do commend to your content, only I carried winged time, pouced on the lame feet of my rhyme, which never could I so convey, unless your thoughts went on my way. Dionysa does appear, with Leonine, a murderer.
Thy oath remember, thou hast sworn to do it. 'Tis but a blow which never shall be known, a soldier to thy purpose.
I will do it. But yet she is a godly creature.
The fitter than the gods should have her. Here she comes, weeping her nurse's death. Thou art resolved.
I am resolved.
No, I will rob Tellus of her weed to strew thy green with flowers. The yellows, blues, the purple violets and marigolds shall as a carpet hang upon thy grave while summer days doth last. Ay me, this world to me is as a lasting storm wearing me from my friends.
How now, Marina, why do you keep alone? How chance my daughter is not with you? Do not consume your blood with sorrowing. Have you a nurse of me? Walk you with Leonie. Take her by the arm. Walk with her.
No, I pray you, I'll not bereave you of your servant.
Come, come. I love the king your father and yourself with more than foreign heart. We every day expect him here. When he shall come and find our paragon to all reports thus blasted, he will repent the breath of his great voyage. Walk and be cheerful once again. Restore that excellent complexion which did steal the eyes of young and old. Care not for me, I can go home alone.
Well, I will go, but yet I have no desire to it.
Come, come, I know 'tis good for you. Walk half an hour, Leonine, at the least. Remember what I have said.
I warrant you, madam.
I leave you, my sweet lady, for a while. Pray walk softly. Do not heat your blood.
My thanks, sweet madam. Is this wind westerly that blows?
Southwest.
When I was born, the wind was north.
What's so?
My father, as nurse says, did never fear, but cried, "Good seamen!" to the sailors, galling his kingly hands, hailing ropes, and clasping to the mast, endured a sea that almost burst the deck.
When was this?
When I was born. Never was waves nor wind more violent, and from the ladder tackle washes off a canvas climber. "Ha!" says one, "Wolt out!" They skip from stem to stern, the boatswain whistles, the master calls and trebles their confusion.
Come say your prayers.
What mean you?
If you require a little space for prayer, I grant it. Pray. But be not tedious, for the gods are quick of ear, and I am sworn to do my work with haste.
Why will you kill me?
To satisfy my lady.
Why should she have me killed now? I never did her hurt in all my life. How have I offended wherein my death might yield her any profit, or my life imply her any danger?
My commission is not to reason of the deed, but do it.
You will not do it for all the world, I hope. Your looks foreshadow you have a gentle heart. I saw you once, catch hurt in parting two that fought. Good sooth, it showed well in you. Do so now. Your lady seeks my life, come you between, and save poor me the weaker.
I am sworn, and will dispatch.
Hold, villain!
Aha! A prize! A prize!
Come, let's have her aboard, sullenly.
These roguing thieves do serve the Spanish pirate. There's no hope she will return. Let her go. I'll swear she's dead and thrown into the sea. Perhaps they will but please themselves on her, not carry her aboard. If she remain, whom they have ravished must by me be slain.
Halt!
Sir?
Search the market narrowly. Mytilene is full of gallants. We lost too much money this mart by being too wenchless.
We were never so out of creatures. We have but poor 3. And they can do no more than they can do, and they with continual action are even as good as rotten.
Ugh. Therefore, let's have fresh ones, whatever we pay for them.
Thou sayest true. The stuff we have, a strong wind will blow it to pieces. They're so pitifully sodden.
Thou sayest true. They're too unwholesome a conscience. The poor Transylvanian is dead that lay with the little baggage.
Aye, she quickly pooped him. She made him roast meat for worms, but I'll go search the market.
3,000 or 4,000 gold pieces were as pretty a proportion to live quietly. So give over.
Why to give over, I pray you? Is it a shame to get when we are old? Come, other sorts offend as well as we.
As well as we. Aye, and better too. We offend worse. Neither is our profession any trade. It's no calling. But here comes Bolt.
Come your ways, my masters. You say she's a virgin.
Oh, sir, we doubt it not.
Master, I have gone through for this piece, you see. If you like her, so. If not, I have lost my earnest.
Bold, has she any qualities?
She has a good face, speaks well, and has excellent good clothes.
What's her price, Bold?
I cannot be baited one doit of 1,000 pieces.
Well, follow me, my masters, and you shall have your money presently. Wife, take her, instruct her what she has to do, that she may not be raw in her entertainment.
Bold, take you the marks of her, the color of her hair, complexion, height, her age, with warrant of her virginity, and cry, he that will give the most shall have her first. Such a maidenhead were no cheap thing if men were as they have been. Get this done as I command you.
Performance shall follow.
Alack, that Leonine was so slack, so slow, he should have struck, not spoke, or that these pirates, not enough barbarous, had not o'erboard thrown me for to seek my mother.
Why lament you, pretty one?
That I am pretty.
Come, the gods have done their part in you.
I accuse them not.
You are light into my hands where you are like to live.
The more my fault to scape his hands where I was to die.
Aye, and you shall live in pleasure.
No.
Yes, indeed you shall, and taste gentlemen of all fashions. You shall fare well. You shall have the difference of all complexions. What? Do you stop your ears?
Are you not a woman?
What would you have me be, and I be not a woman?
An honest woman, or not a woman?
Mary whip the gosling, I think I shall have something to do with you.
The gods defend me.
If it please the gods to defend you by men, then men must comfort you, men must feed you, men must stir you up. Now, Bolt, hast thou cried her through the market?
I have cried her almost to the number of her hairs. I have drawn her picture with my voice.
And I prithee tell me, how dost thou find the inclination of the people, especially of the younger sort?
Faith, they listened to me as they would have hearkened to their father's testament. There was a Spaniard's mouth watered, and he went to bed to her very description.
We shall have him here tomorrow with his best ruff on.
Well, if we had of every nation a traveler, we should lodge them with this sign.
Pray you, come hither a while. You have fortunes coming upon you, mark me. You must seem to do that fearfully, which you commit willingly. Despise profit where you have most gain.
I understand you not.
Oh, take her home, mistress. Take her home. These blushes of hers must be quenched with some present practice.
Thou sayest truly, faith, so they must. Come, young one. Bolt, spend thou that in the town. Report what a sojourner we have. You lose nothing by custom. When nature framed this piece, she meant thee a good turn.
I warrant thee, mistress. I'll bring some home tonight.
Come your ways. Follow me.
If fires be hot, or waters deep, my virgin knot untied will keep. Diana, aid my purpose, plea!
What have we to do with Diana? Pray you, will you go with us?
Why are you foolish? Can it be undone?
Oh, Dionysa, such a piece of slaughter the sun and moon ne'er looked upon.
I think you'll turn a child again.
Were I chief lord of all the spacious world, I'd give it to undo the deed. A princess! Virtues to equal any crown of the earth, and the just compare, O villain! Leonine, which thou hast poisoned too. If thou hast drunk with him, 't'had been a kindness, becoming well thy act. What canst thou say when noble Pericles shall demand his child?
That she is dead. Nurses are not the fates. To foster is not ever to preserve. She died at night, I'll say so. Who can cross it? Unless you play the pious innocent, and for an honest attribute cry out, oh, she died by foul play. Yet none does know but you how she came dead, nor none can know, Leonine being gone. She did disdain my child, and stood between her and her fortunes. None would look on her, but cast their gazes on Marina's face, while ours was blurted at. It pierced me through, and though you call my course unnatural, you not your child well-loving, yet I find it greets me as an enterprise of kindness performed to your sole daughter.
Heaven forgive it.
And as for Pericles, what should he say? We wept after her hearse, and yet we mourn. Her monument is finished, and her epitaphs in golden characters express a praise to her and care in us at whose expense 'tis done.
Thou art like the harpy, which to betray dost with thine angel's face seize with thine eagle's talons.
You're like one that superstitiously do swear to the gods that winter kills the flies. But yet I know you'll do as I advise.
Pericles is now again thwarting the wayward seas to see his daughter, all his life's delight. Old Helicanus goes along his night. Well-sailing ships and bounteous winds have brought this king to Tarsus. Think this pilot thought. So with his steerage shall your thoughts groan to fetch his daughter home, who first is gone. See how belief may suffer by foul show, as harrowed, borrowed passion stands for true old woe, and Pericles in sorrow all devoured, with sighs shot through and big as tears o'ershowered, leaves Tarsus and again embarks. He swears never to wash his face nor cut his hairs. He puts on sackcloth and to sea he bears a tempest which his mortal vessel tears, and yet he rides it out. Let Pericles believe his daughter's dead, and bear his courses to be ordered by Lady Fortune, while our stir must play his daughter's woe and heavy well a day in her unholy service. Patience then, and think you now are all in Mytilene.
Well, I had rather than twice the worth of her she had never come here.
Fie upon her! She's able to freeze the god Priapus and undo a whole generation. We must either have her ravished or be rid of her. Here comes Lord Lysimachus, disguised.
We should have had both lord and loan if this peevish baggage would give way to customers.
How now? A dozen virginities?
Now the gods to bless your honor.
I'm glad to see your honor in good health.
You may so. 'Tis the better for you that your resorters stand upon sound legs. How now, wholesome inequity? Have you that a man may deal withal and defy the surgeon?
We have here one, sir, if she would, but there never came her like in Mytilene.
If she do the deeds of darkness, thou wouldst say.
Your honor knows what 'tis to say well enough.
Well, call forth, call forth.
Here, comes that which grows to the stalk, never plucked. Yet I can assure you, is she not a fair creature?
Faith, she would serve after a long voyage at sea. Well, there's for you. Leave us.
I beseech your honour, give me leave, a word, and I'll have done presently.
I beseech you do.
First, I will have you note this is an honourable man.
I desire to find him so that I may worthily note him.
Next, he's the governor of this country and a man whom I am bound to.
If he govern the country, you are bound to him indeed. But how honorable he is in that, I know not.
Pray you, without any more virginal fencing, will you use him kindly? He will line your apron with gold.
What he will do graciously, I will thankfully receive.
How you done?
My lord, she's not paced yet. You must take some pains to work her to your manage. Come, we will leave his honour and her together. Go thy ways.
Now, pretty one, how long have you been at this trade?
What trade, sir?
Why, I cannot name it, but I shall offend.
I cannot be offended with my trade. Please you to name it.
How long have you been of this profession?
E'er since I can remember.
Did you go to it so young? Were you a gamester at 5 or at 7?
Earlier too, sir, if now I be one.
Why, the house you dwell in proclaims you to be a creature of sail.
Do you know this house to be a place of such resort and will come into it? I hear say you're of honorable parts and are the governor of this place.
Oh, you have heard something of my power, and so stand aloft for more serious wooing. But I protest to thee, pretty one, my authority shall not see thee, or else look friendly upon thee. Come, bring me to some private place. Come, come.
If you were born to honor, show it now. If put upon you, make the judgment good that thought you worthy of it. Let not authority which grants you power to govern others be the means to make yourself misgovern. What right is in your justice, holding scales that weigh on all to pull down any?
How's this?
If you take from me mine honor, you're like him that makes a gap into forbidden ground, whom after many enter, and all their evils yourself are guilty. If your violence do break my chastity, your justice doth abuse our honors both.
Some more. Be sage.
For me that am a maid, though most ungentle fortune franked me in this sty, where since I came diseases have been sold dearer than physic, that the gods would set me free from this unhallowed place, though they did change me to the meanest bird that flies of the pure air.
I did not think thou couldst have spoke so well. Never dreamed thou couldst. Though I brought hither a corrupted mind, thy speech hath altered it. I came here meaning but to pay the price, a piece of gold for thy virginity. Here's 20 to relieve thy honesty. Preserve her still the way thou goest.
The gods preserve you.
For me, be you thought'n that I came with no ill intent. For to me, the very doors and windows savor vilely. Fare thee well. Thou art a piece of virtue, and I doubt not but thy training hath been noble. Hold, here's more gold for thee. A curse upon him! Die he like a thief that robs thee of thy goodness. If thou dost hear from me, it shall be for thy good.
I beseech your honor, but one piece for me.
Avaunt, thou damned doorkeeper, your house, but for this virgin that doth prop it? would sink and overwhelm you. Away.
How's this? We must take another course with you. If your peevish chastity, which is not worth a breakfast in the cheapest country under the cope, shall undo a whole household, let me be gelded like a spaniel. Come your ways.
Whither would you have me?
I must have your maidenhead taken off, or the common hangman shall execute it. Come your ways. We'll have no more gentlemen driven away. Come your ways, I say.
Oh, now, what's the matter?
Worse and worse, mistress. She has here spoken holy words to Lord Lysimachus.
Oh, abominable!
The nobleman would have dealt with her like a nobleman. She sent him away as cold as a snowball, saying his prayers too.
Bolt, take her away. Use her at thy pleasure. Crack the glass of her virginity, and make the rest malleable.
And if she were a thornier piece of ground than she is, she shall be plowed.
Hark! Hark, you gods! Diana!
Be conjures! Away with her! Would she had never come within my doors! Mary, hang you! She was born to undo us. Will you not go the way of womankind, Mary? Hang her up forever.
Come, mistress, come your way with me.
Whither wilt thou have me?
To take from you the jewel you hold so dear.
Prithee, tell me one thing first.
Come, your one thing.
What canst thou wish thine enemy to be?
Why, I could wish him to be my master, or rather, my mistress.
Neither of these are so bad as thou art, since they do better thee in their command. Thou holdest a place for which the painedest fiend of hell would not in reputation change. Thou art the damned doorkeeper to every coistrel that comes inquiring for his tib. To the choleric fisting of every rogue thy ear is liable. Thy food is such as hath been belched on by infected lungs.
What would you have me do? Go to the wars, would you? Where a man may serve 7 years for the loss of a leg and have not money enough in the end to buy him a wooden one.
Do anything but this thou dost. Empty old receptacles or common sewers of filth, serve by indenture to the public hangman, any of these ways are yet better than this. For what thou prophesest, a baboon could he speak would own a name too dear. Here's gold for thee. If that thy master would gain by me, proclaim that I can sing, sew, and dance, and will undertake all these to teach. I doubt not but this populous city will yield many scholars.
But can you teach all you speak of?
Prove that I cannot. Take me home again and prostitute me to the basest groom that doth frequent your house.
Well, I will see what I can do for thee. If I can find a place for thee, I will.
But among honest women.
Faith! My acquaintance lies little amongst them. But since my master and my mistress have bought you, there's no going but by their consent. Therefore, I will make them acquainted with your purpose, and I doubt not, but I shall find them tractable enough. Come, I'll do for thee what I can. Come your ways.
Marina, thus the brothel scapes and chances into an honest house, our story says. She sings like one immortal, and she dances as goddess-like to much admired praise. Thus pupils lacks her none. They pour their bounty on. Her gain she gives the bard and evens all the odd. Here we her place, and to her father turn our thoughts. Where we left him on the sea, where there him lost, driven by the winds of fortune steer, suppose him now arrived at anchor here. As Neptune's annual feast they celebrate, Lysimachus, our Tyrian ship spies. his banners sable trimmed in morning state, and to him in his barge with favor highs. The governor, old Helicane, does greet, graciously invites Lysimachus aboard the ship that carries Tyre's seat, all draped in woe and wrapped in somberness. In your supposing once more put sight of heavy Pericles, think this his bark, where what is done in action, more if might shall be discovered. Please sit and hark.
Reverend sir, why this Spartan face of woe that darks the very air below your decks? Will not you join in Neptune's festival?
Sir, our troubled vessel is of Tyre, in it the king, a man who for this 3 month hath not spoken to anyone, nor taken sustenance but to prorogue his grief.
Upon what ground is this distemperature?
'Twould ring amazement to repeat, but the main grief springs from the loss of a beloved daughter and a wife.
May we not see him?
You may, but bootless is your sight. He will not speak to any.
Let me obtain my wish.
Behold him. This was a goodly person, till the disaster that one mortal night drove him to this.
Sir, King, all hail. The gods preserve you. Hail, royal sir.
It is in vain. He will not speak to you.
Sir, we have a maid in Mytilene.
I durst wager would win some words of him.
'Tis well bethought. Commend her hither. Her harmony will questionless allure and make a battery through his defant parts, which now are midway stopped.
Sure, all effectless, yet nothing will omit that bears recovery's name. Let us beseech you for our gold we may provision have.
Which if we should deny, the gods with plague infect our province. Let me entreat to know at large the cause of your king's sorrow.
Sir, I am prevented.
Oh, here she comes. It's not a goodly person.
She's a gallant lady.
She's such a one. But that she came of gentle kind and were but nobly bred. I'd wish no better choice and think me rarely wed. Welcome, fair one. Here is a kingly patient. If that thy voice can draw him but to answer thy sacred physic, shall receive such pay as thy desires can wish.
Sir, I will use my utmost skill in his recovery. Hail, sir. My lord, lend ear. Fly hence, shadows that do keep watchful sorrows charmed in sleep. Though the eyes be overtaken, yet the heart doth ever wake in thoughts chained up in busy snares of continual woes and cares. Love and griefs are so expressed as they rather sigh than rest. Fly hence, shadows that do keep watchful sorrows charmed in sleep. I am a maid, my lord, that ne'er before invited eyes but have been gazed on like a comet. She speaks, my lord, that maybe hath endured a grief might equal yours, if both were justly weighed. Though wayward fortune did malign my state, my derivation was from ancestors who stood equivalent with mighty kings. But time hath rooted out my parentage, and to the world and awkward casualties bound me in servitude. I will desist. But there is something glows upon my cheek and whispers in mine ear.
Go not till he speak.
My fortune, parentage, good parentage to equal mine. Was it not thus? What say you?
I said, my lord, if you did know my parentage, you would not do me violence.
I do think so. Pray you, turn your eyes upon me. You're like something that... What country, woman, here of these shores?
No, nor of any shores. Yet I was mortally brought forth, and am no other than I appear.
I am great with woe, and shall deliver weeping. My dearest wife was like this maid, and such a one my daughter might have been. Where do you live?
Where I am but a stranger. From the deck you may discern the place.
Where were you bred?
If I should tell my history, 'twould seem like lies disdained in the reporting.
Prithee speak. I will believe thee, and make senses credit thy relation to points that seem impossible. For thou look'st like one I loved indeed. Didst thou not say, when I did push thee back, thou camest from good descending?
So indeed, I did.
Report thy parentage. I think thou saidst thou hadst been tossed from wrong to injury, and that thou thoughtst thy griefs might equal mine, if both were opened.
Some such thing I said, and said no more, but what my thoughts did warrant me was likely.
Tell thy story. If thine considered prove the 1,000th part of my endurance, thou art a man, and I have suffered like a girl. Yet thou dost look like patience gazing on kings' graves and smiling extremity out of act. What were thy friends? How lost thou them? Thy name, most kind virgin. Recount, I do beseech thee. Come, sit by me.
My name is Marina.
Oh, I am mocked! And thou by some insensate god sent hither to make the world to laugh at me.
Patience, good sir, or here, I'll cease.
Nay, I'll be patient. Thou little knowest how thou dost startle me to call thyself Marina.
The name was given me by one that had some power. My father, and a king.
How? A king's daughter, and called Marina?
You said you would believe me, but not to be troubler of your peace, I will end here.
But are you flesh and blood? Have you a working pulse and are no fair emotion? Well, speak on. Where were you born, and wherefore called Marina?
Called Marina, for I was born at sea.
At sea? What mother?
My mother was the daughter of a king, who died the minute I was born, as my good nurse Lycorida hath oft delivered weeping.
Oh, stop there, little. This is the rarest dream that e'er doth sleep did mock sad fools withal. This cannot be. My daughter buried. Well, where were you bred? I'll hear you to the bottom of your story and never interrupt you.
You'll scarce believe me, 'twere best I did give o'er.
I will believe you by the syllable of what you shall deliver. Yet, give me leave. How came you in these parts?
The king, my father, did in Tarsus leave me, till cruel Cleon with his wicked wife did seek to murder me. She wooed a villain to attempt it, who was drawn to do it, when a crew of pirates captured me, brought me here to Mytilene. But good sir, whither will you have me? Why do you weep? It may be you think me an impostor. No, good faith, I am the daughter to King Pericles, if good King Pericles be.
Oh, Helicanus.
Calls, my lord.
Thou art a grave and noble counselor, most wise and general. Tell me, if thou canst, what this maid is, or what is like to be, that thus hath made me weep.
I know not. But here's the regent, sir, of Mytilene speaks nobly of her.
Never would she tell her parentage. Being demanded of her, she would sit still and weep.
Oh, Helicanus, strike me honored, sir. Give me a gash, put me to present pain, lest this great sea of joys rushing upon me overbear the shores of my mortality and drown me with their sweetness. Oh, come hither, thou that begets him that did thee beget, thou that was born at sea, buried at Tarsus, and found at sea again. Oh, Helicanus, down on thy knees, thank the holy gods as loud as thunder threatens us. This is Marina. What was thy mother's name? Tell me but that.
First, sir, I pray you, what is your title?
I am Pericles of Tyre. But tell me now my drowned queen's name. As in the rest said, thou hast been godlike perfect, the heir of kingdoms, and another life to Pericles thy father.
Is it no more to be your daughter than to say my mother's name was Thaisa? Thaisa was my mother, who did end the minute I began.
Now blessings on thee rise. Thou art my child. Give me fresh garments. Mine own Helicanus, she is not dead at Tarsus as she should have been by savage Cleon. She is thy very princess. Who is this?
Sir, 'tis the governor of Mytilene, who, hearing of your melancholy state, did come to see you.
I embrace you. Give me my robes. I am wild in my beholding. Oh, heavens, bless my girl. But hark, what music?
My lord, I hear none.
None. The music of the spheres. List, my Marina.
It is not good to cross him, give him way.
Where sounds? Do ye not hear?
Music, my lord? I hear.
Oh, heavens, lips me unto listening. Thick slumber hangs upon mine eyes. Let me rest.
A pillow for his head, to leave him all.
My temple stands in Ephesus. Hie thee thither, and do upon mine altar sacrifice. There where my maiden priests are met together before the people all, reveal how thou at sea didst lose thy wife. To mourn thy crosses with thy daughters, call and give them repetition to the life. Perform my bidding, or thou livest in woe. Do't and happy by my silver bow. Awake and tell thy dream.
Celestial Dian, goddess Argentine, I will obey thee. Helicanus.
Sir.
Toward Ephesus, home to Diana's temple, turn our blown sails. Eftsoons I'll tell thee why. Shall we refresh us, sir, upon your shore with new provision?
Sir, with all my heart. And when you come ashore, we have another suit.
You shall prevail were to woo my daughter, for it seems you have been noble towards her.
Sir, lend me your arm.
Come, my Marina.
Now our sands are almost run, more a little and then dumb. This my last boon give me, for such kindness must relieve me, that you aptly will suppose. What pageantry, what feats, what shows, what revelry and pretty din the regent made in Mytilene to greet the king. So he thrived that he is promised to be wived to fair Marina, but in no wise till he had done his sacrifice as Dian bade.
Whereto being bound, the interim, pray you, all confound. In feathered briefness sails are filled, and wishes fall out as they're willed.
At Ephesus the temple, see, our king and all his company, that he can hither come so soon is by your fancy's thankful boon.
Hail, Dian, to perform thy just command. I here confess myself the king of Tyre, who frighted from my country did at Pentapolis the fair Thaisa wed. She died at sea in childbed, but brought forth a maid child called Marina, who, O goddess, wears yet thy silver livery. She...
Voice and favor. You are, oh, Royal Pericles.
What means the nun? She faints. Help, gentlemen.
Noble sir, if you have told Diana's altar true, this is your wife.
Reverend Apura, no. I threw her overboard with these very arms.
Look to the lady. Oh, she's but overjoyed. Early one blustering morn, this lady was thrown for dead upon this shore. Revived, I placed her at Diana's temple. Look, Thaisa is recovered.
Oh, let me look. If he be none of mine, my sanctity will to my sense bend no licentious ear, but curb it spite of seeing. Oh, my lord, are you not Pericles? Like him you spake, like him you are. Did you not name a tempest, a birth, and a death?
The voice of dead Thaisa.
That Thaisa am I, supposed dead and drowned.
Immortal Dian!
Now I know you better. When we with tears parted Pentapolis, the king, my father, gave you such a ring.
This. No more, you gods. Your present kindness makes my past misery sport. You shall do well, that on the touching of her lips I may melt, and no more be seen. Oh, come, be buried a second time within these arms.
My heart leaps to be gone into my mother's bosom.
Look who kneels here, flesh of thy flesh, Thaisa, thy burden at the sea, and called Marina, for she was yielded there.
Blessed, and mine own.
Hail, madam, and my queen.
I know you not.
You have heard me say when I did fly from Tyre, I left behind a loyal substitute. Can you remember what I called the man? I named him oft.
'Twas Helicanus, then.
Embrace him, dear Thaisa. This is he. Now, do I long to hear how you were found, how possibly preserved, and who to thank besides the gods for this great miracle?
This one, through whom the gods have shown their power.
The gods can have no mortal officer more like a god than you. Will you deliver how this dead queen relives?
I will, my lord, no needful thing omitted.
Pure Diana, bless thee for thy vision. Lisa, this prince, the fair betrothed of your daughter, shall marry her at Pentapolis. And now, this ornament makes me look dismal, will I clip to form. What this 14 years no razor touched, To grace thy marriage day, I'll beautify.
Lord Saramon hath letters of good credit, sir. My father's dead.
Heavens make a star of him. Yet there, my queen, we'll celebrate their nuptials. Ourselves will in that kingdom spend our following days. Our son and daughter shall in Tyre reign. Lord Saramon, we do our longing stay to hear the rest untold. Grace leads the way.
In Antiochus and his daughter, you have heard of monstrous lust, the due and just reward. In Pericles, his queen and daughter seen, although assailed with fortune, force, and keen, virtue preserved from fell destruction's blast, led on by heaven and crowned with joy at last. In Helicanus, may you well descry a figure of truth, of faith, of loyalty. For wicked Cleon and his wife, when fame had spread his cursed deed, the honored name of Pericles, to rage the city turn, that him and his, they in his palace burn. The gods for murder seemed so content to punish, although not done, but meant. So on your patience evermore attending, now joy wait on you. Here our play has ending.
Thank you for being with us for Shakespeare's Pericles. Tonight's performance will be made available for viewing for the next 4 days only. Then it disappears forever. Join us this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. online for a special post-play bull session discussion with director Kent Gash, scholar Noemi Nadai, and members of the company. Again, all of our current online programs are free, but this is only possible with the support of people like you. Please consider making a tax-deductible donation today at redbulltheater.com. Thank you for your consideration. And now, please join me in giving this wonderful cast a virtual round of applause.